This is so great to be here in the Bronx, great to be at Lehman College. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Felix Matos Rodriguez. I am part of the security detail of President Delgado for the day, and when I'm not doing that, I am a professor of history on leave, serving as chancellor of the City University of New York. So I am so happy to be with you today in this phenomenal announcement, in this great day for the Lehman family, for the CUNY family, and how really wonderful that in the season of giving, we're allowed to sort of do this announcement and talk about giving on steroids. I take the opportunity because I know that we have many members of the Lehman faculty, staff, student body, friends of the college, members of the foundation, and people that care deeply about Lehman. I imagine that many of you participated in CUNY Tuesday, and you gave to Lehman. If you didn't, they still have time, right? To do that, right? So do not be intimidated by the news today. They should just encourage you to do more, right? But again, we're celebrating generosity. We're celebrating and you're paying it forward. And we're also celebrating accomplishments and intentionality, because what we have here today is an amazing individual whose name I don't have the authority to reveal. That's up to President Delgado to do. But someone who has made a difference in this campus with her generosity, has made a difference in many campuses, in CUNY, in HBCUs, all over higher education, has made a difference with a number of community-based organizations in terms of really being committed to many of the issues that we believe in are part of the Lehman mission and the CUNY mission, and supporting, at the end of the day, our students. Allowing them to succeed, allowing them to achieve their aspirations, and to be part of an institution like Lehman College, which is entirely organized to make those students' dreams succeed, that is so deeply anchored in community as a key anchor institution here in the Bronx. And this Performing Arts Center is actually one of the many ways in which Lehman gives back and is fully integrated into the community. But so we celebrate that individual, and we are extremely appreciative of her support. There is Italian writer, good short stories. His life was complicated, but let's stick to the short stories. Italo Calvino, and he had a line that I always liked. Like I said, in my previous life, I'm a historian, and he has a line that says, "It is not the voice that tells the story, it is the ear." Right? And normally when we think about a story, we think about agency and somebody having voice and somebody being able to tell a story. But if you don't have somebody listening, if there's not an ear who's willing to be attentive to that story, to that information, that voice can disappear, can be invisible. So it requires not just the agency of the voice, but that other partnership of the ear. And in what we're celebrating here today, we have a combination of that. We have an individual who has transformed philanthropy with her support and her gifts, and we felt that here locally. But there needed to be accomplishments. There needed to be track record. There needed to be success for that ear to listen to the voice. And in this case, it's the voice of the success that this institution here, Lehman, has had in the Bronx, right? It is the reason why attention to Lehman came back in 2020 with a large, generous gift, historic gift back then. And it is the incredible success that you all here at Lehman have had, and I commend you, and I wanted to be here to celebrate you, right? Because this wouldn't have happened if Lehman was not in the news. This wouldn't have happened if it was not clear that this is a key anchor institution in the Bronx, serving the Bronx and New York City. This wouldn't have happened if the many, many, many accomplishments that you have gathered, and I can list them. I'm sure President Delgado is going to have a longer list than I do to say that. But opening your new school of business, right? The phenomenal facility that we inaugurated about a year ago for nursing, serving nursing and some of your other allied health programs here in the Bronx. The incredible accomplishments of your faculty, many award-winning faculty members in their research, in their creative work. The great work that Lehman does in providing teachers to the Bronx and New York City. The incredible partnerships. Think about how many of the schools in the Bronx and in the city are impacted by the many partnerships that they have with the Lehman faculty, with the Lehman students who are training, right? Whenever you go to any of those schools, you walk in, the principal, the assistant principal, the teachers, they're all Lehman graduates, right? There is no doubt of the incredible impact that this institution has, serving individuals that come from modest backgrounds, that have the intelligence, the aspirations, the dreams, the desires. What they don't have is the economic means at times to pay for education. And Lehman provides that. Think about how many in this community are either in our students who are immigrants or they're children of immigrants, right? Who are learning their civic engagement, understanding how our democracy works, understanding how New York City works, right? Bringing all that talent. And all of those individuals are served with distinction, with great care here at Lehman. It's a sign also of the embracing of the incredible leadership that you have. And I want today to give a shout out to your really, really fantastic president, Fernando Delgado. Why don't we give Fernando some love? All right. And the entire leadership team that has been working on a capital campaign, a new strategic plan, providing vision here at Lehman. So we are today celebrating giving, celebrating philanthropy, celebrating paying it forward, but more than anything else, we're celebrating the incredible accomplishments of this institution here at Lehman College. So I am delighted to be here, and it is mi gran privilegio y mi gran honor, right? And to those of you who do not speak Spanish, you have, 67 days until the Super Bowl, right? And maybe we might get Bob Bunny back again here in the Bronx, warming up before the Super Bowl show. But it really gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the phenomenal leader of Lehman College, a phenomenal educator, a guy that has big vision and an even bigger heart, your president, Fernando Delgado. Yeah, you okay?
Great. So I want to thank the Chancellor. We were talking before, and you can sit down if you'd like. I'm sorry. Sir, you can do anything you want on this campus. Except don't take that away.
No, I know.
Okay. I was enjoying that, and I'm reminded of why I like our Chancellor so much, because he came here to stand as the face of our bureaucracy, and then quickly started talking like a professor of history. So as he was sitting there talking about literature and reader reception and agency, I'm like, oh, cool, we're going to hear about interpolation and interpolations shortly. But you took a detour, which is fine. We could talk about reader agency and reader response. And for those of you who don't know, Stewart Hall Cultural Studies, it's a good read. Thank you to all of the staff and faculty who showed out today. Thank you for our friends in the Bronx, particularly the media, for coming and covering this event. We love having you here on campus because we take great pride in our campus and what we do here. And to the students, including my peeps from the SGA. Thank you for coming out. I know we have a meeting in a little while, not today, but shortly. And I already have the list from the meeting you had with Vice Chancellor Batista, so I know what's coming for your questions. And I call our student government and our students out because part of what makes our campus so special are them. Their commitment, their engagement, their sense of community, their grit, their resilience, their talent, and their thirst for not only improving their lives, but through the improvement of their lives, making the Bronx a better place. And that sits at the core of our purpose and our mission as this borough's public comprehensive university. We're here to educate people. We're also here to make a difference in the borough and its citizens. And I'm so appreciative that in the 5 years that I've been here, every day I'm reminded through people's small and big acts on campus and off campus representing Lehman that we live that mission in very organic and real ways. So, good morning to you all. Good morning. You were invited here today because we're proud, obviously proud. Proud of the successes we've had in the past at Lehman College. Indeed, like our School of Business launch in 2022, the only time I've ever created or moved or changed a college or school where the administration, the dean, the chairs, and the faculty all agreed in the same way at the same time. 31 years in higher education, the only time that's ever happened in my career. That's how rare that experience is. That tells you how uncommon and rare this institution is. In that short time, we've developed great relationships with companies and entities across the city. Every semester, our wonderful and talented students meet top industry leaders right here on campus. They get internships and jobs at Big Four accounting firms, private corporations, and public institutions. Just a few weeks ago, more than 20 of our students flew to Texas for Deloitte's Leadership Summit. We are proud to give them these opportunities, ones that are often usually reserved only for students at private schools. We are proud of our new nursing building. I love that conference room. Open in 2024, giving hundreds of students the opportunity to learn and train in an environment that mimics a real hospital with an ICU. There are days I might need that space, so just, heads up. Maternity suite, surgical and exam rooms, and more than 20 programmable patient simulators. We are proud to be part of the solution to address the shortage of nurses and other healthcare professionals in the Bronx and beyond. So proud that our students want to give back to their communities. We are proud that every year, publications as varied as Wall Street Journal, Forbes magazine, U.S. News and World Report, and Colleges of Distinction, along with many others, single out Lehman College for our success in providing a high-quality education at a low cost, for being a national leader, along with so many other CUNY schools, in social mobility, for turning out large numbers of Black and brown students who want to be lawyers, scientists, and other professional careers that will help them change the world. Indeed, this morning I had breakfast with one of our alums, who happens to be the head of the state Senate, and my senator, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, from Yonkers. As part of the first cohort of the Chancellor's CUNY Beyond program, Lehman is now supercharging our ability to prepare our students for successful careers. We are proud that others see the work we are doing and supporting the college in our various projects through internships, mentorships, and indeed, philanthropic gifts. You might recall one of those gifts from about 5 years ago. The Mackenzie Scott Foundation wrote a check for $30 million. With the proviso, spend it how you see fit, make a difference. And we did. And I think they liked the way we stewarded that money, how we put it to work to help more students succeed, to ensure and enshrine support in a variety of areas that place our students on a level playing grade, give them access and opportunities, creating an environment where they can succeed. Because today, it is with immense pride and profound gratitude that I stand before you to share the news that will change the future of our beloved institution. Today, we announce a historic and unprecedented milestone for Lehman College. Thanks to the visionary generosity of philanthropist Mackenzie Scott, Lehman has been granted a gift of $50 million. Just focus in on the 50 million. Okay? I'm going to let the chancellor take a big check as. So the chancellor gets to take the check home as a souvenir because he graciously said I could have a 2% finder's fee. No finder's fee. This is not just a donation. It's a powerful affirmation of everything that we are, everything that we do, everyone we serve. Ms. Scott's philanthropy is renowned for seeking out institutions with strong leadership and a clear, impactful mission. We might quibble about whether or not we have strong leadership, but I think we all agree we have a clear and impactful mission. She identified Lehman College as a place that is a true engine of social and economic mobility, a place that uplifts our students, their families, and our entire community. And now she has more than doubled down on her investment. Combined, she has bet $80 million on Lehman College. This gift is a vote of confidence in every single one of you, faculty and staff, for what you do and how you do it, for students, for your accomplishments and your potential. It is a testament to your hard work, your resilience, and your unwavering belief in the power of education. Indeed, if you think about all the surveys that people have talked about in the last month about people's waning interest and confidence in higher education, please raise your hands if you feel pretty confident in higher education today. And you have somebody who lives on the other side of the country that has 50 million reasons on the table for why she believes in the kind of educational experience we're doing at Lehman College. It recognizes our vital role as a beacon of intellectual and cultural life, fully enmeshed in the Bronx community, and always proudly waving the CUNY banner. I won't tell you what I think of the other systems in New York, but I will say CUNY is a system that says what it is and does its actions accordingly. We serve the citizens and residents of New York City and the state, and we are here to make a difference in their lives and in the communities we're situated in. Lots of schools I've been associated with in other states say that, try that. CUNY schools do that. And like the first gift, by the way, in the spirit of generosity, there's also a spirit of clarity. I still want to compete with the other schools, okay? For those of you wondering if I gave up that vibe, we haven't given up that vibe. You know, forever forward means a lot of things. And like the first gift, it is unrestricted, giving us the flexibility to dream big and invest strategically in our future. In accordance with the CUNY Board of Trustees' approval, we will direct these funds to have both immediate and permanent impact. First, we will establish a $45 million endowed fund in the CUNY pool, alongside the $26 million that sits in that fund from the first gift. Think of this as a permanent resource, a legacy, a gift that keeps on giving. The earnings from this endowment will secure our future and provide a perpetual source of funding for student support, for scholarships, and for initiatives that promote academic excellence for generations to come. Second, we will designate $5 million for immediate use. This means we can act now to address some pressing needs on our students, on our campus. These funds will be used to directly support our students through scholarships and financial aid, to enhance our academic programs, to invest in new equipment and technology, and to strengthen the foundation and capacity of our college. This is a moment to celebrate, but it's also a moment to reflect on our profound responsibility. This investment calls on us to be bold, to be innovative, and to double down on our mission to provide a world-class education to all who seek it. This $50 million gift will not change who we are. It will empower us to be more of who we are and who we strive to be. It will help us build a Lehman College that is stronger, even more resilient, and better equipped than ever to serve as a catalyst for opportunity and a cornerstone of the Bronx. Our future is brighter than ever. Thank you. Because it's the Bronx, and importantly because I have a script in front of me, and whenever my team puts a script in front of me, I generally follow their lead, because they get mad at me if I don't. So I have a Spanish version. Bear with me, both because it's in Spanish, and if you don't understand it, my apologies. If you do understand Spanish, and I'm not at the top of my game with Spanish, you will forgive me and take solace that my mom in heaven will say, ay, mijo, qué lástima. But we're going to take a shot. It's not as long as the first part. Es con inmenso orgullo y profunda gratitud que me presento ante ustedes para compartir un anuncio que cambiará para siempre el futuro de nuestra querida institución. Next time I'll say querida Lehman. Este no es simplemente un donativo, es una poderosa afirmación de todos lo que somos, de todo lo que hacemos y de todos a quienes servimos. Oh my God, these words. La filantropía de la señora Scott es reconocida por identificar instituciones con un liderazgo sólido y una misión clara y de gran impacto. Quizás recuerden que hace 5 años ella reconoció a Lehman College como un lugar que actúa como verdadero motor de movilidad social y económica, un lugar que eleva a sus estudiantes, a sus familias y a toda nuestra comunidad. Ella respaldó esa visión con un regalo de $30 millones. Hoy hay más que duplicado su compromiso. En total, ha apostado $80 millones a Lehman College. Nos sentimos honrados de ser los guardianes de este donativo y trabajaremos con dedicación incansable para destinar estos recursos en beneficio de nuestros estudiantes y de toda la comunidad del Bronx. Thank you, everybody. Oh, so we have questions? Yes?
Can you describe the moment that you found out that you were getting this money?
Early-
How did you find out, and what was your immediate reaction?
So here's this is gonna be a longer answer. We were in Somos, and I saw an email, and it had the tone of an email that many of us get, deans, vice presidents, presidents, chancellors, from companies that sell us services, goods, technology. And I always roll my eye because we've got a lot of things going on already in that space. So I ignored it. And then subsequently, and we came back, there was a second email. But before I responded to it, where's William Murray? William over in the corner. William is my chief of staff. He's the one that keeps me from wandering off the campus and getting lost. And he said, hey, you have this email, and they're requesting a meeting. I think you should respond and take it. And I'm like, again, I follow orders, right? So we scheduled the meeting. I took it. It was an afternoon. I was actually working from home, so I was sitting at my kitchen table. And I was like, oh, I can't wait for the sales pitch. And so she talks about all of these things she knew about our campus. She clearly had looked at our common data set, including the ones that Donald put up in September, right, after our official census data. She had a lot of detailed information. I'm like, what? That's good preparation for a salesperson. And then she said, but I'm here on behalf of a client who would like to provide you with a gift. And I'm like, oh. I channeled the lawyer that we have on campus, and I'm like, well, I can't really accept gifts, but you know, it's nice that the salespeople, you know, maybe I'll get a coffee mug or something out of it. She said, no, I'm here on behalf of Miss Mackenzie Scott. We have tracked your progress. We have tracked what you said you were going to accomplish 5 years ago, and we'd like to give you $50 million. I looked frozen on the Zoom screen. And then I said, could you give me another 15, 20 seconds here? And she's like, why? And I said, I just need to have a quiet moment with the small child inside of me. He needs a hug. And I haven't cried since I was 11 years old, and I don't intend to do it right now in front of you. And then I said, wow, that's amazing. Do you have details? And then we started to get to the sort of bureaucratic stuff. And at the end, she goes, do you have any questions? And I go, so many. But we have plenty of time to respond. And then we just dealt with the sequence of events. But I have been a party to many capital campaigns and fundraising. I've been given big checks in the past. After months of conversation and answering questions and providing information and engaging in social interaction, I have never had somebody just cold call me and say, hey, I have $50 million, literally, are you interested in receiving the gift? Now, I think she had a script, she had to ask that, and I'm like, I was so cool. Very much so, yes, I'm very interested in receiving the gift. That's how it went down. And then my wife was over here, and when the call was over, she's like, you always say raising money is hard. That didn't seem so hard. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't happen. But it does, and I mean this with tremendous affection. It's happened twice in 5 years at Lehman, not because I'm here, because we're here. And we care about this place. And we work hard for this place. And we don't lose sight of our North Star. We may fight, we may argue, we may disagree. Some of us, maybe not you, some of us have bad days. But we don't lose sight of that North Star. And I was told by a boss a long time ago at Arizona State, part of your job as an administrator, do your job, keep your head down, and trust me, the people who need to notice will notice. And I've always remembered that. That's how I operate. And sometimes it's not validated. 3 weeks ago, that was amazingly validated. And I felt such joy for Lehman College because somebody who said they were going to keep track and took notice did. And they liked what they saw, and they doubled down on their bet. So I say, let's continue on, and who knows? 4 or 5 years from now, if I'm president, if there's another president, they may get a similar call and say, look, we gave you 30 and we gave you 50. How about if we give you 80 this time? Would you accept that gift? And hopefully that president says, yes, very much so. Yes, sir.
Thank you, James, for thanks a lot. The federal government has made a variety, and looks to be making a variety of changes that might limit the funding that students get. Can you talk about that relative to this gift and the previous one, and how it may affect that situation? I hope positively
Yeah.
for students. And if you can, just provide a little more detail about the fund.
Sure.
I'm not sure everyone understands how important that is to have. Right?
Sure.
Ameliorate the situation.
So of that $26 million that's currently endowed, we get about 4% of that per year. Of the principal of that $26 million, somewhere, and it varies a little bit from year to year, somewhere between 10 and 12 million of that principal, so somewhere between 440 and 500,000 is allocated directly for scholarships. Now, we have other scholarships in the Lehman Foundation as well. I expect an important chunk of the money we're getting, that adding, will obviously increase the scholarships. But my cabinet and I, we have a number of other conversations because there's direct scholarships that support students. I believe we've called them Mackenzie Scott Access Scholarships. But there could also be funds, scholarships, if you will, once they're here to support experiences, to support activities. Could be study abroad, could be undergraduate and collaborative research with our great faculty. We're going to assess that piece in the next couple of weeks. But absolutely, scholarships will be an important part of that discussion. I'd also say this, all of that is unrestricted. And so one of the legacies I'll leave, a note to our cabinet, to myself, to any of my successors, is you have flexibility. As needs change, as priorities shift, as strategic goals and strategic plans are developed by the campus or the system, we have the opportunity as a leadership team to shift the priorities of those resources. So if we see a moment where in order to support our students, we need to shift even more in a given year or for a given cycle to our students for scholarships, we have the capacity to do that. So what's really uncommon about this gift for Lehman and for lots of schools is not the size of it, it's the fact that it comes with no strings attached. It gives us maximum flexibility to make assessments of how to use it to have the greatest impact.
And briefly, can you just respond to the federal government?
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that. Obviously, as an institution, as a system, as members of associations of higher education, there is a lot of lobbying that's going on to try to protect Pell and in terms of its total pot, but also protect the ways in which Pell is distributed. Our students are really dependent on those dollars. I got to say the first time we had this kind of whipsaw experience, the state of New York increased TAP and gave us more flexibility with TAP. I think that was incredibly helpful, and I need to call out the state. I've worked in states where that level of commitment to students into higher ed is much more fragile than it is here in New York, and I'm appreciative of what our leaders do in Albany and in City Hall for us. But yeah, if we see some, I'll call it funkiness, to try to stay in the vernacular that's safer. If we see some additional funkiness out of DC that requires us to make some alterations to our spending plan to fill in gaps, that will definitely be on the table.
Thanks.
I'm so glad he didn't ask the follow-up to the follow-up about it.
Hi, Mr. President.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm here with a group of students from Student Life, a group of student leaders. And we want to say we're excited for the new news, and we're so thankful to you for being able to benefit from this directly. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. You know, she may not be my homegirl, but we are gonna schedule another athletics watch show in the faculty dining room in the spring. I'm thinking Yankees opening day. What do you think?
I'm with it.
All right. Oh, I'm told there's food over there. Apparently, when you come to Lehman and we celebrate gifts, we also have to feed you. But you know what? If we're going to be a flagship or cornerstone, a lighthouse institution in the Bronx, we have to reflect our cultures. And most of the cultures in the Bronx, when we socialize, when we gather as family, food is involved. Food is prepared.